Hey, what's up guys? We are back on Pokemon Showdown, and today I have a team building video for you guys. I know I haven't done a team building video in a long time. I think it's been a couple of months actually. So I really apologize for that, but I didn't think you guys would really want to watch a team building video, but recently there has been some more hype about them, so I decided to make another one. Today we are going to talk about the three types of playstyles in ORAS OU today. Obviously that being Balance, Stall, and Hyper Offense. Now, I mean, you can run a little bit of different variants between the two, like there is a thing called Bulky Balance, Bulky Offense, even a little bit of an offensive stall, like you can run Weavile on your stall, so a little bit different honestly, but these are the three main cores I wanted to focus on, and let's hop right into it. So the most common thing you'll see on the ladder is in fact Balance. So Balance is pretty interesting. It is typically a more defensive set of Pokemon. You can kind of tell by the Mega. Usually a Mega Pokemon will tell what kind of team they are, but like I said, there are different variants of offense and balance. So this is Balance. This is what you would see on a Balance team. I'm gonna go to it like this. Yeah, this is a Mega Venusaur, and I thought Mega Venusaur was a pretty good Pokemon to use for an example. Just because of its stats, because its stats are very like across the board very good. It definitely is a special attacker, so don't ever think you're going to see a physical Venusaur, and at least in the higher ladders of OU. These things usually carry things like Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, 2 nice stabs with Bleach Sheet and Synthesis for reliable recovery. This is my favorite set to run on a Balanced Venusaur. That's being said, there's people who run much more offensive sets sometimes, like a Hidden Power Fire set. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that other than it takes on Ferrothorn very well and things like Scizor, but I definitely prefer my set much better. Yeah, Venusaur, very, very bulky mon. This is definitely a balanced team. And usually balanced teams kind of just play around typing very well. If you guys can see, I have a Fire, Water, Grass core right here, and almost a Dragon Steel Fairy core. I could have thrown something like Latios or Latias, even a little bit more bulky. But I thought Rotom fit the team better. So in any case, yeah, this is a balanced team. Like I said, very bulky Venusaur. I just picked the Smogon suggested spread because I'm just showing you guys this for an example. As you can see, the next Pokemon is Heatran, because Venusaur doesn't do very well versus fire types, even though it does have thick fat after it Mega Evolves. But Spadef Heatran, because the Venusaur was a physical wall, so this is your special wall. Also nice Psychic Resist to help the Venusaur out a lot. As you guys can see, the next three Pokemon I have are Psychic Resists. So that helps the Venusaur out a ton, and it just keeps Venusaur alive, honestly. Flying types will be a bit of a problem, and as you guys can see, this team has 3 flying resists. So that being said, the Venusaur should be able to stay alive for quite some time, because Psychic and Flying are its only weaknesses after Mega Evolution. So this is pretty much what balanced players tend to do, is build a team, and then usually around a Mega Pokemon. That's what I like to do, but not everybody. Build a team around your Mega Pokemon and cover its weaknesses, and you want to have Pokemon that can take hits but still dish them out as well. And as you can see, that team does just that. This Heatran is carrying Lava Plume, Toxic, Protect, and Stealth Rock. The guys, Protect is very important if you're running a Spadef Heatran. It kind of just depends on your team as well. I thought this team would kind of get hurt by Mega Lopunny some, so if Mega Venusaur went down, I wanted an answer to it, and it's always nice to have at least one Protect user. I still have Skarmory as well, and Rotom as well too, and even Clefable. So yeah, there's plenty of answers to it, but just to be safe, you always want a Protect user, because they can help against high jump kick users, they can help against pretty much anything, and you can stall them out with the Toxic with your leftovers as well. Spadef Heatran is such a pain in the butt to deal with. I hate playing Spadef Heatran sometimes, especially if you have something like Latias out or something along the lines of that. It's a very good counter to it, very good Stealth Rocker as well. Then your Lava Plume, you're just going to get a burn eventually, so yeah, not much you can really do about a Spadef Heatran sometimes if you don't have an Earthquake user. It can be very, very annoying to say the least, but yeah, this is definitely balanced, like I said. Next Pokemon we have is some Hazard Control and a little bit of a bulkier Pokemon. I am still running speed because this team is very slow, so you always want to have at least one quick Mon on a balanced team because of the fact that it could be a revenge killer as well. So we're running Scald, Side Shock, Recover, and Rapid Spin, Natural Cure, and Leftover Starmie. So this Starmie is pretty much just, like I said, it's another Psychic Resist, it's another Fire Resist, it's your Hazard Control, and it can stall out with Recover. So pretty cool Mon. Some people prefer to run things like Reflect type over Psyshock, which is definitely viable. I just threw Psyshock on here because why not? In other teams, you could also run Thunderbolt on Starmie, and even something like Ice Beam if you really wanted it. But I have Rotom for the electric type, and I didn't really think I needed the Ice Beam. So yeah, this is pretty much just standard bulky Starmie. Other than that, some people run a lot less speed and put more bulk into it, like defense and special defense. But like I said, guys, this is just an example. So yeah, then the Skarmory is next, and Skarmory's pretty good on any team but Hyper Offense, honestly. Skarmory kind of can fit in anywhere. I don't know what set this is. I just threw the 24 speed on they had into the Spidef. Usually you run more of a Spidef Skarmory with it, but as you guys can see, I already have a Stealth Rock user in Heatran, and balanced players love to Hazard Stack, and they have good options too. You can run the Stealth Rock and the Spikes with the Skarmory and Heatran combo. Iron Head for at least some damage on something, good Fairy Check. Then we have these Spikes and Whirlwind as well. If you can get up some Spikes and have your Stealth Rocks up, Whirlwind can be very, very deadly, honestly, due to things like Talonflame not wanting to take the hits, or Volcarona, any Fire type, honestly, and not to mention Mega Pinsir or any Flying type. So yeah, it can be pretty deadly, honestly. And some people aren't ready for Hazard Stacks. If you don't have Hazard Control on your team, it's almost good game because Mega Venusaur and this core is so hard to kill. So yeah, I really like this. Like I said, I would probably consider myself more of an offensive player. I don't tend to run defensive teams. I don't think you guys have ever seen me use Stall. I don't think I've ever recorded a video with Stall. Probably will happen in the future though. I'm trying to get every part of the metagame down. So maybe we see that in the future, but for now I'm going to continue on with this balanced team. Then we see the Clefable, and like I said, Clefable can be used just as well as Skarmory can on a balanced team. Clefable can be run in almost any team, honestly. You can throw it on any team and it's going to do well. This thing is actually broken in my opinion. It's one of the best mods. I don't really know what you can do about it because it can be two things. It can be an unaware wall, or it can be a Calm Mind threat with Magic Guard. And if something like your Steel type went down, it's so hard to take out Magic Guard Clef. If they get up one or two Calm Minds, it's just going to be such a pain in the butt to kill. So yeah, Clefable, Moonblast, Calm Mind, Thunder Wave, Soft Boil, that's the typical set along with the Speed EV, or the EVs. Yeah, this is just your typical set as well. This thing is pretty much a good win con on the team if you can get rid of their Steel types with the likes of Heatran or Starmie, I guess, and even Rotom. You can pretty much just set up and win. This team is very, very good against poison types. As you can see, I have one poison weak, and I have a well, this isn't a poison resist, but it kind of is with its bulk. Heatran poison immunity, Skarmory poison immunity, and I'm pretty sure Psychic resists poison. Don't quote me on that though. Yeah, so pretty cool. Then we have the Rotom for the last Mon. Like I said, another flying resist, gives you some nice Volt Switch momentum, Hydro Pump to take on things like Talonflame, and Will-O-Wisp to burn things, and Pain Split to increase its longevity. So that is your typical balanced team. This is as most generic as I could make it in the time manner that I had. So yeah, this is pretty typical, like I said, the Mega Venusaur team. I really like it, honestly. Balance is pretty good. It's probably your best bet if you want to just start out playing competitive Pokemon. You can't really go wrong with it as well. I mean, unless you really want to go offensive or defensive. But balance, like I said, is your best bet. Definitely choose that if you're starting off. You can't really go wrong. You're going to get a couple W's using a team like this, as long as you click the right moves. So Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Mega Venusaur is such a balanced Pokemon in general, so I thought I would build it off that. Then you see Spadef Heatran, bulky Starmie with your hazard control. Then we see some Rocky Helmet Scarm, some leftovers Clefable, and some leftovers Rotom Wash as well. So that is the balanced team. I'll go to the next one. Next we have Stall, and Stall is very annoying to play on the OU ladder. As you guys know, I am not a Stall user, like I said before. But Stall works, guys. If you think you've got balance down, I actually recommend going straight to Stall first before you go to Hyper Offense. It took me a long time to get very good with Hyper Offense, and like I said, my peak is probably high 1600s in the OU ladder. So pretty cool. Stall, I've never tried it. I bet I could try to get into it and try to do decent, but I don't really see myself as that kind of player. I don't like playing 80 turn games, honestly. It just makes me mad, and I don't actually have time for that. So yeah, that's my opinion on Stall, but it works nevertheless, and I can't bash people who use it because it works. It is frustrating to play against, like I said, though. Just because of the fact that you're basically picking a team and you're basically picking 6 walls. So at least that's my interpretation of Stall. So yeah, we see Mega Sableye here, and Mega Sableye is pretty much 100% your standard Mega on a Stall team. There are some cases where you can run Mega Slowbro, you can run let's see what else. I guess you could run Mega Venusaur as well, but not as viable. Other than that, there's not too many options to choose from. Mega Sableye is pretty much your best bet, as it has the Prankster ability before Mega Evolution, and it gets Magic Bounce after. So it's very nice for controlling hazards and pretty much just burning or Will-O-Wisping everything you want and clicking Knockoff as well. So some people run Toxic over Foul Play, but Foul Play is a good option as well. It just negates Pokemon from setting up on you, and you can hit them back with a hard Foul Play. At least if it's their physical attack, obviously. Their special attack won't have any effect on the Foul Play because Foul Play calcs in your physical attack stat. So yeah, pretty much your standard Mega Sableye. Not much else to say about it. Just a very nice wall. It only has one weakness in Fairy, and it pretty much is immune to normal and fighting, which is insane. Its typing just makes it very good, and it has very nice bulk. So yeah, this thing's tough to play around, especially if your Fairy goes down. So gotta be aware because of its teammates as well. Its teammates support it so well. Like I said, its only weakness is Fairy, so naturally people throw Skarmory on almost every Stall team as well. And they always run Spadef Skarm. I've never seen a like fully physical Skarm or physical defensive Skarmory on a Stall team. Just because if you run Spadef, it just kind of just tanks hits much more, at least well, than a physical defensive Skarm, because you see a lot of Moonblasts out there from things like Mega Diancie and stuff like that. And plus it already has a natural base defense of 140, so why not throw most of it in special defense to just make it more overall bulky. This thing's pretty tough to play around, like I said. I like throwing Rocky Helmet on it just to wear things down that want to hit it on the physical side, so you can switch in, predicting something. I don't know, something maybe like a U-turn or something. Switching Skarm, it's going to take some damage, especially if you have hazards up as well. This is a nice hazard user. Some people prefer to run things like Stealth Rock on their Chansey or Clefable, and then run Spikes on this and try to hazard stack as well. But since I'm using Defog and I don't have a Rapid Spin user, I just threw Stealth Rock on this and did not bother to run Spikes at all. Yeah, this is pretty much your standard set as well. Iron Head, Defog, Roost, Stealth Rock. Sometimes you see the occasional non-Iron Head Skarmory, something like Tailwind or something like Toxic. Even Counter has been seen. Counter's kind of, you gotta watch out for that. If you guys don't know, Counter is pretty much if you attack them on the physical side. Say you hit them with the Flare Blitz and it does a nice chunk of damage, but these things always have Sturdy, so you can't really one-hit KO them. You can't one-hit KO them if they're at full HP. So make sure to get some hazards up. But in any way, like I said, if you click Fire Blitz on them and they click Counter, then your Pokemon is going down most likely. It's definitely not going to survive a counter. Counter doubles the damage back. I'm almost positive it doubles. I'm not sure about the exact form of damage it does, but it pretty much just hits very hard back to you. It's pretty much just like Mirror Coat, except on the physical side. So yeah, this thing is crazy good Pokemon, actually. Skarmory, very nice typing as well. It's just tough to play around. Then naturally you look at Skarmory and it has a electric weakness, along with Sableye not being able to resist that. So my next two Pokemon are Amoonguss and Quagsire to kind of stop those potential Volt Switch teams. Even Chansey as well can deal with that as well. So Volt Switch is always a problem. People gaining momentum on your stall team, so you always want to run some resists. As you guys can see, I already have Skarmory for my U-turn resist and Clefable as well. So next we see Amoonguss, and Amoonguss is always on stall, if not, it usually is at least, and yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. Amoonguss does one thing, and it's wall things. Very nice typing as well. It's such a good Keldeo answer because Sableye and Skarmory can't really handle Keldeo. Same with like Quagsire or Chansey. If it's the sub Calm Mindset, Amoonguss is your only answer because Chansey can't take Secret Swords at all. But if it is like Scarf or Specs, Chansey can switch in on those Scalds and Hydro Pumps, which is pretty cool, because if not, you don't have really much for it. You really got to play around with Clefable as well, but you don't want to let it set up those Calm Minds, like I said. Clear Smog is really nice. If you guys didn't know, Clear Smog eliminates the target's stat changes, and that pretty much means if they set up a Swords Dance on me, I can click Clear Smog and it'll go back to their normal stats. So that's really awesome because Amoonguss is a rather easy Pokemon to set up on if you're not running Clear Smog. Yeah, it's just so slow and bulky and doesn't really do that much damage, so Fire types wall it very well. Even with the opportunity to get a Sludge Bomb off, it's still not going to do much because almost every Amoonguss is fully defensive. You never really see any more Life Orb Amoongusses. I mean, I've seen it before, but that was in RU, back when this thing was in RU. So next we have, the next move on this thing is Spore, and Spore is so good because a lot of teams actually don't run grass types. Like, you might see the occasional Breloom or another Amoonguss in the Mega Venusaur, like I said, and sometimes things like Serperior and even Celebi, I guess. But yeah, not a lot can take a Spore in OU, at least because there's not a lot of grass types that are viable to run. So most people go without using a grass type, and Spore puts one of their Pokemon to bed. It's just going to put them to sleep and pretty much just make them useless for a good amount of turns. You can take this opportunity to go into your Skarmory and defog the hazards they set up potentially, or you could go into something like Clefable and set up some Calm Minds, or Chansey and throw a Thunder Wave off. It's pretty much this best case scenario for your team. What do you want to do? Lastly, we have the Synthesis over something like Toxic or like Foul Play. I didn't think I really wanted Foul Play. I just used Synthesis instead. Just for more reliable recovery, because pretty much stall, you want reliable recovery on every mon. If you guys can see, Sableye has Recover, Skarmory has Roost, Amoonguss has Synthesis, Quagsire has Recover, Chansey has Soft Boiled, and Clefable has Soft Boiled as well. So it's pretty much, like I said, picking 6 walls and walling people. You just stall them out. That's the name, stall. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Next we have the Quagsire, and Quagsire is the only reason Quagsire is on this team, honestly, is because its only weakness is grass, and as you guys can see, Skarmory and Amoonguss deal with grass very well, even Chansey to an extent, as long as it's not a physical attacker and you don't really see them that much, like with the exception being Breloom. And this team can handle Breloom pretty well. I have Clefable and Skarmory as well. So, I mean, yeah, Quagsire, I'm not a fan of it personally, but what it does very well, and that's just be an Unaware wall. If you guys did not know, Unaware ignores other Pokemon's stat changes when taking damage or doing damage. So, say somebody sets up a Calm Mind on me, or say they set up a couple Calm Minds, and they smack me with something like Moonblast. I will take the normal Moonblast damage, not the boosted Moonblast damage due to their stats. Unaware just makes them go away pretty much. Even though it says they have them, they don't really have them versus this particular Pokemon, which is awesome because Quagsire, if you guys can look, it gets Scald and Earthquake, which both deal with Mega Diancie, so Mega Diancie can't set up any Calm Minds on me, and it would otherwise be kind of threatening because of the Magic Bounce ability, not being able to Toxic it. Yeah, this thing's so hard to kill if you don't have a Grass type move on your team. I usually carry a Grass type move on every team I have just because of this monster and I don't want to play it. Also for the occasional things like Swampert or Mega Swampert, and things like Gastrodon or Seismitoad as well. So yeah, you guys always see me usually run at least one type of Grass type move on my team. I definitely don't run a Grass type Pokemon on every team I have. I don't think that's necessary at all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, it just Toxic things and recovers its HP back. And this thing's pretty bulky, honestly. Its stats aren't that great, but if you guys look, it has a 95 HP stat, which isn't bad at all. Especially with some EVs and some bulk invested, it can be a wall, and it does very well with that. I don't know if this is the typical set to run on Smogon, but I just chose this because it was suggested. So next Pokemon we have is Chansey, and Chansey is on every stall team, guys. If you're playing a stall team and they don't have Chansey, you're lucky because Chansey is usually on every single stall team, and it does very well with it. Chansey is the most bulky Pokemon in the game, besides Blissey on the special defensive side. This is the most bulky mon, pretty much in my opinion. Its special defense is insane because it has a 309 base special defense after some speed or some Spadef EVs, and its base HP stat is 250. So what that means is your Psychics, your Focus Blasts, your Fire Blasts, your Moon Blasts, your Sludge Bombs, they are not going to do anything to this Chansey because of this item right here, Eviolite. If the holder's species can evolve, its defense and special defense are 1.5 times. So all of these stats it has right here are boosted, and it just makes this thing so hard to kill with this massive 642 HP. So what I always recommend to counter a stall Chansey is run at least one knockoff user or have a very strong fighting type on your team to deal with Chansey, because if not and they have Chansey, it is very hard to kill this thing. You must have at least some sort of banded Pokemon to deal with it, and if not and you don't have a fighting type on your team, it's pretty much game over because this thing can just Toxic Stall you and there's not much you can do about it. It has the ability Natural Cure, so if you Toxic this thing, it can switch out and be healed immediately. It is also the team's Cleric, so if you somehow have a Mold Breaker Toxic user and you get the Sableye and you think that Sableye is no longer useful, they can switch into their Chansey and click Heal Bell all they want. So yeah, this thing is annoying, but it fits the team very, very well. If you guys look at it, my team, or I say my team, but I just built it to show you guys. It can't really handle a ton of fire type moves, like say a bunch of Fire Blasts, because Skarmory and Amoonguss do not appreciate those at all. And Quagsire isn't a Spadef, especially defensive Pokemon, so it honestly doesn't want to take them either if it has enough power in that Fire Blast, say like a Megazord Y. But Chansey walls that completely. This thing is such a threat with the access to reliable recovery as well. I chose Toxic over Thunder Wave because Clefable has Thunder Wave, and I didn't think I really needed it. Seismic Toss for some damage because this thing's attack is dreadful. So it does damage equal to the user's level, kind of like Nightshade or things along the lines of that. So it's going to do about anywhere from like 20 to 35% at least. That's a typical damage. It just pretty much does what their level is, and that's usually 100. So we see the Clefable as the last Pokemon on our stall team, and it's, like I said, it's the same Clefable set from the Balance team. Clefable can be thrown on a lot of things. Some people like to run the Unaware Clefable and not use Quagsire, but in this case we are running the Magic Guard set as well. Most stall teams usually have at least one setup mod. Some people use Curse Quagsire as well. You gotta watch out for that because Curse Quagsire is pretty underrated. Then we have the Moonblast, Calm Mind, Thunderwave, and Soft Boiled. So it's pretty much there to come in on hazards and not take them at all. It has the Magic Card ability. Then you could either T-Wave things or start setting up some Calm Minds and win, because Calm Mind Clefable is just so threatening. So that is the Stall team. I hope I didn't bore you with it because it was Stall. Lastly, we are getting on to the Hyper Offensive team, and if you guys have seen this team on the ladder before, you probably have, honestly, if you are an avid Pokemon player. This is the Bird Spam team. I did not make this team. I don't even know if all the sets are correct. I assume they are, but I play this team. I've played this team probably at least 10 to 15 times in my time on the ladder. And I honestly have probably lost about 70 or 60% of the time, just because it is so threatening. I know all the sets, I know what they're going to try to do, and you still lose to this team. It's because Hyper Offense works as long as the player who is playing them knows exactly what they're doing, and if they execute well. So yes, this is the Bird Spam team, like I said. It includes Mega Pinsir with Return and Quick Attack. It gives you one form of priority. If you guys... before I tell you anything else, this team has 3 forms of priority, which is insane. It gives you a lot of opportunities for revenge killing, and this team is just fast in general. So before I explain the Mega Pinsir, actually, I'm going to explain the Azelf, and I don't know if this is the right set. If not, it'll be something along the lines of this and have all the way attack. Just because I don't even know if it's Explosion. It could be something like Knockoff or something weird like Hidden Power Steel. So I don't know, but I just throw Explosion on here. But I know they have Taunt, Skill Swap, and Stealth Rock. So the idea is you lead with your Azelf, you have the Focus Sash, and if they set up with, or if they start with something that is like a, let's say something like Tank Chomp, you click Taunt, not to let him put up his Stealth Rocks, because as you guys can see, Stealth Rocks ruin this team. Dragonite takes 25, Talonflame takes 50, and Pinsir takes 50 after Mega Evolution. So you do not let them have their Stealth Rocks if that Pokemon has Stealth Rocks. So you click Taunt, and you more than likely outspeed their lead. You are 361, and then you click Stealth Rock. If you guys didn't know, Skill Swap is for something like Mega Sableye or Mega Diancie, because you can steal their Magic Bounce and do some work from there, set up your rocks, and not have them be bounced back. So that's pretty cool. Then you pretty much just let this Azelf go down, and you go into one of your monsters and try to clean up after that. I'll go back to the Pinsir real quick. This thing has Close Combat as a nice coverage option over Earthquake, and then Sword Stance with the opportunity to start setting up. Mega Pinsir is so threatening with its Aerial 8 boost. The normal type moves become flying and have 1.3 power. That just makes Return and Quick Attack so much more threatening. And it's pretty much the leader of Bird Spam. So the next Pokemon we have, I don't know if it's Lumberry. It could be Banded D-Knight, but I'm almost positive it's Lumberry or Weakness Policy or something along the lines of that. I'm almost positive it's Lumberry, though. With the Outrage, I don't know if it's Outrage. It could be Dragon Claw. So like I said, these sets are kind of iffy, but they're on the same track. So we have the Outrage, Extreme Speed, Earthquake, and Dragon Dance Dragonite. Pretty much just straight offense and strikes fear into the opponent. I always hate playing Dragonite, especially if I don't have my rocks up, because Multiscale, it's so threatening because it has the opportunity to set up Dragon Dance and Sweep. Like I said, if you guys didn't know, Multiscale, if this Pokemon is at full HP, damage taken from attacks are halved. So this thing can eat an Ice Beam, as long as it's a weaker Ice Beam, or something along the lines of Hidden Power Ice. This thing can usually eat those very well. Ice Shards as well, because it is halved, so it's only pretty much ×2 at that point. And it's just so hard to kill this thing. That's why some of them run weakness policies because of this Multiscale ability. You set up a Dragon Dance, you have Extreme Speed, you have Earthquake, and you have Outrage at your disposal. Like I said, I think it's Lumberry because of the Outrage, because if you get confused, Lumberry is right there to back you up and make you keep clicking that Outrage. So next we have the Choice Band and Talonflame, and I'm running Tailwind over the Steel Wing because it has priority as well, because it's a flying type move. Speed is doubled for 4 turns, so that really helps things like Pinsir or Manaphy or even Dragonite out as well. Not so much the extra though because it is Choice Scarf, but Still helps a little bit. Yeah, Tailwind is just pretty much for those late game cleanups if they try to set up on you with like a rock polish or something like that. Brave Bird for nice stab, same with Flare Blitz, both 120 base power moves that are very powerful. Then we have the U-turn, because you always have some sort of momentum gaining Pokemon on your team, either a Volt Switch or a U-turn. This team actually doesn't really play around that much, but U-turn is always there for if you need it, at least. And it is choice banded, so it's still going to do a decent amount from a max attack, adamant, Talonflame. Then we have the Manaphy here, and Manaphy, just, you guys know what Manaphy does. It clicks Tail Glow and it tries to Scald, Ice Beam, or Energy Ball you. I don't know if that's the set. It could be weird to run something like Psychic or Shadow Ball. I think it gets Shadow Ball. Yeah, it does get Shadow Ball, or even Signal Beam. Sometimes people run Surf over the Scald for the more damage, but for the most case, Scald is the better move with that 30% chance to burn. Yeah, Tail Glow, very threatening. Pretty sure it's leftovers, and pretty good bulk for being standard, 100 base for everything. Last Pokemon we have is the Choice Scarf Excadrill, and this thing's pretty good at cleaning up as well. As you guys can see, Heatran kind of does some work against my team, or against this team. Well, I guess not, because Dragonite has Earthquake as well, and Pinsir has Close Combat, so disregard what I said there. But yeah, this Excadrill can kind of sweep easily because of this Mold Breaker ability. Levitators are not safe, and yeah, it's your form of hazard removal if you really need it. That's the only reason why it's here. Pretty much say you need to get that Rapid Spin off, and you can win the game with Talonflame, Dragonite, or Pinsir. So yeah, this game is so threatening. I hate playing it sometimes, even though I know exactly what they're going to try to do. It's just so hard to play against. I would recommend trying it out. I guess I'll leave every team. I don't know if I'll leave every team in the description, but if not, oh well, you guys can ask me for them. I would be glad to send them in the comment section to you. So if you want the team, just comment and ask for whatever one you thought was the best. Let me know which one you thought is the best, and go ahead and let me know what type of player you are as well. Like I said, I am the more of an offensive style player. I wouldn't say I'm hyper offense along the lines of this team. I'm more of a kind of balanced offensive player. So yeah, that's my interpretation of this team building episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a while, like I said, so I hope we can get back in the swing of things. And like I said, I am still working on my new unique video. More information will be put out about that on my Twitter, so be sure to follow me on that as well. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.